everybody, welcome back. And today we are doing something a little special today. And I'm my buddy Swevenski here with me. Ta-da! And we're going to be building this monster PC. So, hope you guys enjoy this. And we're going to go box by box and introduce every single item. He's the one who's going to get really technical, and we're going to build it together. And it's just going to be an absolute journey. We got the iFixit kit here. Probably the most important thing you're ever going to need if you have a PC. This is that, alright? So yeah, without further ado, I'll let him take over the descriptions and tell me what we got.
All right. So first of all, I'm happy to be here. Okay. This is such a joy for me, and this is also going on my channel. So if you want to check it out, hello, and welcome to the channel. But today, he's not kidding. This is going to be a beast of a PC. He's going to be using this PC for gaming, possibly streaming, but he also loves to record it, obviously on Glass Froggy 706. So this has got to be a multi-purpose PC. He's got to do everything possible, and he wants every single frame while he's doing all that stuff for that nice crisp data. So for that crispness, first of all, we got the Elgato 4K60. This is going to go inside of the motherboard and give him that nice crisp footage through OBS. So, you know, he can be balling with his footage. To power all of this stuff is going to be the Seasonic Prime GX 1000. This is a gold-rated 1,000 watt power supply. Seasonic makes literally the best power supplies in the world. I'm not just saying that because he has it. Like literally, Seasonic's pretty much god tier, except for like Super Flower. So we have that powering this system. For RAM, we decided to go with Corsair. He wanted to go with the what are they? The Trident Royals. The Trident Royals. But we decided to go with Corsair. The RGB Pro, the Slim. I think the SL means Slimline, so they're not as tall. It's the Vengeance RGB Pro. The reason why we went with these instead is because he went with a Corsair case and a Corsair cooler. So it'll just work a little bit better with IQ for him, which we'll set up. Speaking of the cooler, which I'll get to first, this is the H100i Elite LCD. So it's got that nice LCD display so he can play memes and stuff on his cooler if he wants to, which would be really cool. I've actually never seen this in person, so it's kind of cool to be able to play around with that.
Be part of it.
Be a part of it, yeah. Part of it. I'm glad to be able to do these kinds of things, you know. I build my own PCs and stuff like that, like, all the time, but, you know, it's nice to be able to help other people out and build theirs, and he knows, for the most part, what he's doing anyway. So for the CPU, we got a 5800X 3D. That's right, that's the three-dimensional V-Cache, fastest gaming CPU in the world right now. The reason why he didn't go with Ryzen 9 is because he doesn't necessarily need the extra cores, especially because his graphics card can take a brunt of the force when it comes to rendering videos and stuff with GPU acceleration. In terms of the graphics card, what do we got here? This is the AMD Radeon RX 6950 XT, the Red Devil edition from Power Color. This is the top dog graphics card from AMD. There's nothing really better on the market. So he's going to be getting all dem frames, all that data, and he's going to be able to shred stuff. For storage, he got a Samsung 970 EVO Plus. This is a 2 terabyte variant, very cheap right now at Micro Center. Not a sponsor, but if you'd like to sponsor us, we'd love to do this again.
That would be true.
But go buy one. Oh, they're fantastic. And then the ROG Strix B550F Gaming Wi-Fi 2. This is the motherboard we went with because it's a fantastic motherboard, and he didn't really need to go with anything super crazy because we're not going to be like super high quality, like mega overclocking this thing. And then the case. It's a behemoth. It's the Crystal 680X. You all know what that is. It's been out for a while. They've just kind of revised it a couple of times, I believe.
It's a giant box. Originally, I wanted 2 other cases, but they're both out, so I resorted to buying this big boy. It's giant. It's
huge.
It's literally giant.
But we should be able to hide cables fairly well in it, which I hope. I've never built in this case. I've built in like so many different cases. Never built in this one, so I'm really excited about it. But without further ado, let's time lapse this a little bit. Let's just get down to the build. Let's do it.
But why would you spend $4,000 on a PC?
Because it's badass. It's fast. It can do everything I want to do.
God, man, you need help, buddy.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Alrighty guys, so here's the update. I think it's only been about 40 minutes, maybe, not too long. This has been very smooth sailing so far. I love the mounting bracket on the Corsair. We had to use the code or whatever to make sure that, you always want to check the manual for that stuff to make sure you're doing it right, because if you don't, you could possibly burn up your CPU and stuff and whatever, especially if you've never mounted that kind of cooler. I've mounted tons of water coolers before, but never this particular one. Sometimes they change it. Anyway, so this case is, honestly, it's got a ton of room in the back, so cable management should not be an issue, like a ton. Like literally my entire hand fits down there. It's actually insane. But now we're gonna move these cords out of the way. This is all set up. Some people don't like doing the water cooler before you put the motherboard in. I tend to like to do that just because I like to make sure it's mounted properly and all that. It's kind of personal preference. Some people like it the other way, but I prefer to do it that way because then it's mounted. And if you ever have to swap out like a back plate or anything, which sometimes you do, then you got to do it first anyway. Now we're just gonna put it in here. Standoffs are in here. They look to perfectly align with the motherboard. Also, you want to double check that, but you can see 3 on the bottom, 3 across, and 3 on the top. And just like on the motherboard, there's 3 on the top, 3 in the middle, 3 on the bottom. So this should be good to go. And then it's just get the fans going, mount this to the top, put the power supply in, graphics card. That should be good.
Okay, update. It's been like 4 hours because we've run into issue after issue after issue. Got it turned on, right? Looks awesome. Looks awesome. Wouldn't display when we first plugged it in. So we determined that it's a BIOS issue. So we got it displayed right now, but that's my old CPU out of this one. Now we're updating the BIOS upstairs because this thing won't connect to the internet. So we're doing that right now in hopes it fixes it. If it doesn't fix it, I don't know what we're gonna do. But yeah. Alright, it's done. It's complete. And I kind of realized that I had a whiteboard right here.
It is done.
And it said like all my goals for the summer. And it's on the ground because Austin broke it. But it says save $5,000. I spent $5,000 today. Let's look at it. So guys, this is it. A final product. We'll turn you around real quick. I'll put this on my little camera deal. This is it. This is the big dog. That's what it looks like. That's what the motherboard, not the motherboard, that's what the whole entire PC looks like. It's just that. It's badass. I got the red devil right there. You got the little devil on it. You got the liquid temp for the CPU. You got the RAM. You got my fans. The motherboard is all lit up. Yeah, this thing's awesome. Huge shout out to Swevtech. Let's get back to the whole filming version. Shout out to this man.
Oh.
Huge help. Couldn't have done it without him. Everything's working. Everything's fine. Now I just have to reassemble my desk. So I'll get back to you guys when it's done, and from there, that's the whole PC build. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Bye.